Hello, everyone, and welcome to our August Town Hall. It's always great to see so many of you tuning in, members, partners, community collaborators, contributors, and NFT hodlers all across the globe. These town halls are a chance for the Intersect team to really come together and share some important updates with you guys and making sure that everyone in the community is up to date. uh, Today's agenda is quite packed. We're going to cover a lot of elements to it, but just remember that it's not only about listening in. Your participation also matters. So if you have any questions, just put them down the YouTube chat, and we will be able to see it here, and then we will be able to answer them as when we have the Q&A session. We will keep the session 45 to an hour long. We'll try to be as concise and impactful to respect everyone's time. And with that in mind, grab yourself a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the agenda. Where is my... There you go. So we will have Nick coming on as for opening remark for the success of the Cardano treasury withdrawals and much more. Then we'll have Lloyd for talking about the budget survey, and then we'll have Valeria talking about the board election and the election session season overview. Then we have the GovTool update by Boschko, and then membership update by myself, and then we'll go to a Q&A session. So with that in mind, if I can add everybody onto the stage, amazing people. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
All good.
Awesome.
Hello.
Awesome. Great. So, Nick, do you want to start it off with the grand opening of this amazing town hall?
Sure, why not? So it's great to have everybody here. Thanks for attending, and hopefully we can give you some good insights into some of the things that we're working on and some of the things that are coming up in the next couple of months from the team. I know everyone's keen to hear about the treasury withdrawals, and so I can give you a little bit of an update on that. So we now have a number of smart contracts enacted on chain. Obviously, this is a whole brand new process for everybody involved, both on the Intersect side and on the vendor side. And we're learning a huge amount as we go, and we're having to almost verify the processes that we've put in place as we go to make sure they work, that they're fit for purpose, and they work in this framework of contract issuance in a smart contract context. The team have been working super hard, very, very hard, and working to make great progress. So a huge shout out to them because they've worked really tirelessly to make this happen. There's been a huge amount of vendor outreach and onboarding of vendors in advance of smart contracts going on chain. We now have 4 contracts enacted live on chain. Those are all visible to if people want to go and have a look on the Sunday Labs and Zerberus dashboards, which are great. There's another 3 or 4 contracts being enacted today. And over the next few days and weeks, there'll be 2 to 3 to 4, potentially, depending on availability each day. So those are being drip fed online. We have had a couple that have timed out on their 36-hour window. And again, that's all part of this learning experience of us testing our processes and working out comms with vendors to make sure all of that happens in a really, really timely manner. So it's all pushing ahead. You can actually go and see some of those contracts, as I mentioned, online now. There's more and more being added every day, which is great news for the community and those who require their funding. There's also a huge amount of other things going on that we're currently working on, prepping for, some of which you'll hear about today. We've had the new Constitutional Committee ratified, something that was really great news in the last few days. We've got 2 lots of elections pending, one that I'm sure Valeria will talk about, possibly both, which are the board elections next month and then the October committee elections. There was a great X space yesterday for those of you who didn't manage to catch it, which was with the board members around what it's like to be an Intersect board member, and a Q&A there with Kavinda, with Nick Hill, and with Adam Rush. So I'd encourage anyone to go and look back on that if they haven't. We've also got our Intersect membership avatars being launched in the near future as part of our collaboration with Clay Nation. And we're now also into AMM, annual member meter planning, for October, November time. So a huge amount of things going on that we can talk about, but I'll hand back to Abs so that he can crack back on with the agenda as planned.
Thank you, Nick. And I love your T-shirt there. Can you give us a bit of a? I know you were at Rare Evo. I know. How was Rare Evo? Just a bit of a.
Rare Evo was really good, actually. It's an event that I think each year is definitely maturing. It's becoming bigger. It's becoming better. It's becoming. You're getting more people come and exhibit, and I think that's demonstrated by the fact that this year there was another set of layer ones that actually had booths at the event. So there was Polkadot there was Algorand, and there was Hedera, and it was great to go and be able to speak to those guys about how they also do things like governance. And that was really, really useful for us. But we had a huge amount of engagement on our booth. We were doing hot press t-shirts, so people were queuing up for those. That was quite a nice little element for us, for people to come and get involved. Obviously, part of our collaboration this year was with Clay Nation around the avatars, which you'll hear more about in time as it goes by. But also we were giving out a lot of Vespa wallet cards, and trying to get people educated on their mobile wallets, what that looks like, and getting them to download them and receive some tokens. But I think the Rare guys in general did a really good job again. They do a great job every year, but this year I think was the biggest and best event. There was 2 or 3 days of workshops. One of those was Governance Day, which was at Top Golf, and Charles came in and gave an opening speech. And that was really good because there were some great sessions focused around different areas of governance that people could engage and get involved with. And also there was a panel that Jack ran, which was a Q&A with the board of Intersect, and that was very well received as well. So overall, I think it was a great event. Really, really well received. There was obviously some firsts for the ecosystem as well. So Midnight were there, and they, as part of their Glacier drop. So it was good. It was really, really positive and progressive event this year, for sure.
Awesome. And just want to let everybody know, if you have not checked your wallets about your airdrop, do check them. I checked mine and I got, I think, 54. So just a reminder, if you guys are looking for that airdrop, just go into your ADA wallet, whether it's Vesper, Uroi, or any other, just check it out. But thank you, Nick. Always insightful with all the updates, and really jealous about your shirt there, but it's okay. I shall get mine very soon.
You will, everyone in the Intersect team will get their avatar. Don't worry. And obviously, all of our members in the very near future will be able to go into the members area and create their own avatars, which are clay based. So it's a great little plus for members.
I like how Nick is holding all the alpha and he's trying, but I'm just poking him. I'm just poking him one at a time, and he's just like splurging out with all his alpha. So that's great. That's great. I will not be poking you anymore. Don't worry, Nick.
I'm terrible at keeping secrets, Abs, as you know.
Absolutely, no worries. So we shall move to Valeria now. She will be talking about the board election and the election season. Just give me a minute on the.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. Yep.
That's perfect. Great. Thanks, Abs. So hi, everyone, and thanks for attending. I'm really excited to introduce, as Abs and Nick mentioned before, the Intersect election season. Today, I'm going to cover September 2025 board election, which is one of the most important milestones in the governance journey. But keep in mind that during October, we're going to have the committee elections. So let's start first with why are these elections so important? So to summarize, Intersect Board ensures accountability and also helps guide Intersect's strategy in alignment with Cardano values of transparency, inclusivity, and also decentralization. A key update for this year is that the numbers of seats of the board is expanding. That means that now there is like more opportunity than ever for community members to step up and directly influence the direction of Intersect. So now let's look at the timeline. As you can see here on the slide, the elections are divided into two main phases. The first phase is the candidate applications. The applications period opens on September 1st at 12 p.m. UTC and closes on September 12th. During this time, eligible members can put themselves forward as candidates. The application process is designed to be accessible as possible. So we have make sure to translate all the forms into multiple languages, including Spanish, Japanese, Sinhala, and Tamil. You will be able to find all these translations in the knowledge base. Then the second phase is the voting. The voting period runs from September 15 until September 26. This is when members will be able to review all the candidates' presentations, learn about their commitments, and also cast their vote. Once voting closes, the results will be reviewed and also audited. And then the final results are going to be announced on September 3rd at 12 p.m. UTC. Another question that I have received is how can apply to be a candidate. So to stand for elections, you must, on one side, hold a paid Intersect membership. This can be individuals or enterprise, and then basically demonstrate alignment with Intersect values of transparency, inclusivity, and decentralization. Then what about voting eligibility? This is another usual question that I have received. So to vote, members need to meet one of these criteria. If you have been a member for at least 6 months, meaning you joined before March 15 of 2025, you are automatically eligible. However, if you have joined after March 15, you can still vote, that's no problem, but you will need to complete a verification process. For verification, members can choose between two different methods. On one side, they can choose for the standard ID verification with a government issue ID. And then you can just use our trusted provider, which is SAMSAV. The other option or method is the decentralized identity verification powered by Socius, which is one of the Intersect Enterprise founding members. We have to go through or update, let's say, the election process and include the verification process because in this way, we are ensuring that elections are both secure and accessible. And we are also providing members the flexibility in how they would like to prove their identity. And then, yeah, just lastly, I just want to mention a few updates. As Nick mentioned before, yesterday was the X space dedicated to the board election. If you miss it, don't worry, we have the recording and it's already available in the knowledge base. Then today we're also going to release a blog post with all the details about these elections, from eligibility to how to apply and all the links necessary to get all the resources available. And then we are also publishing a YouTube video with the interviews with current board members. In this, all the different board or current board members are going to share their personal experience, what it means to serve, and how the role has shaped their journey with Cardano. So I would recommend it to watch the video. It's going to be released today. So yeah. And then, yeah, whether you are thinking of applying or preparing to vote, or just want to understand more about the board elections, now is the time to get involved. And yes, thanks for watching, and let's get ready for the September 2025 board elections. Thanks, Abs.
Thanks, Valeria. I do wanted to showcase a QR code on the side. If you guys are wanting to, sorry, Nick, it's right there for you. But it's the QR code it takes you to our knowledge base, where you can see all the questions and criterias and everything explained in detail about the board elections and what you would be required to explain in your application, so you can make advanced arrangements and answers for it. You can
Exactly.
draw answers already. Do you want to talk a bit about that, Valeria? Do you want to go into I can showcase the knowledge base, or I think it's self-explanatory.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you can, it will be great. Yeah, I mean, all the information is there. We have all the questions that you will go through the application form. So the application form is not yet available. It's going to be on the members area on September 1st. But if you want to be prepared, you can get all the content through the knowledge base. And there are also all the resources with the translations.
Absolutely. I was just trying to see where. Oh, yeah, here we go. September board elections, election period. Yep. Okay, yeah, it's how to apply and everything. Okay, so I just want to share this tab with you guys, so you guys can come to this September board election overview, and you guys can check all the details here, application form, as Valeria mentioned, and all the eligibility. But
Yeah, and
yeah.
also if someone has any questions, any comment, please let's contact us. Happy to answer any question.
Absolutely. And I liked how you have broken down every section on a general question. So everyone, whoever is thinking of applying, can make their case stronger well in advance. So it's Monday, what time again? Monday, 12 o'clock
12 p.m. UTC.
UTC. Great, great, great. Amazing. Thank you, Valeria, for
Thank you.
showcasing that. And yep, I will now pass it on to Boschko. How are you, Boschko?
All good. Okay,
Good.
I think I will be shorter than Val, but still, I think it's going to be a valuable update. So it's going to be about GovTool, and I will share the screen. I have a single simple slide, but that would help me to just give me a sec. Share the screen. Okay. Hopefully you see these things. Yes, I can go to slideshow mode. Okay. So essentially, what is the latest on GovTool? As probably most of you know, GovTool info action has passed with 57% approval, and a lot of great feedback collected. So not only a feedback tied to yes votes, but also to no votes or abstain votes. Some of the yes votes were conditional yes, so that means that that feedback needs to be taken into account, especially having in mind that for the treasury withdrawal action to pass, we are going to need GovTool billers are going to need 67% threshold hit. So what is going on right now that is not actually listed here? There are a few improvements in the pipeline. So some search improvements and search governance action search fixes of bugs were released recently. So it performs better. But there is a pending overhaul that is coming in a week or two that will make it even faster and aligned to the good experience that that exists in outcomes pillar. Also, what is being tested today are the great and significant improvements. I really feel positive about them in the DREP directory. That would make the use of DREP directory a lot more better, really better experience. It is going to be faster. It is going to be properly paginated. It's going to correctly search by both governance identifiers, so the legacy one and the SIP129. And that's about the current update. But so the governance GovTool builders are actually working still, improving things beyond this thing that needs to be beyond this treasury withdrawal action that is going to be submitted probably in the next few days. What's currently the case or the state or the phase with the treasury withdrawal action is that it is submitted in GovTool for an off-chain discussion. So there is a link to this. I don't know whether we can share it somehow in the chat or as a
yes, if you can ask, yeah, if you can put it on to the comments section, right?
I will as soon as I finish this. So I just don't want to lose the line of thought. So essentially, it is open. You can go into GovTool, you can comment, you can provide feedback. Essentially, that proposal reflects information from the info action, plus it's adjusted based on a feedback that was received so far. So this is another round of feedback that is going to be collected in the GovTool. And after that round, in the next few days, it's really not set in stone, is going to be submitted on chain to be voted on. As part of the effort there and as part of the proposal itself, or treasury withdrawal proposal, there is a proposed roadmap, which was one of the things that GovTool consortium or the GovTool builders received as part of the feedback from the community about if we literally, simply put, if we decide to fund this, what are we going to get? How the GovTool will evolve, how it's going to develop. And this is adding more clarity to the topics. But again, not set in stone, as none of the roadmaps are carved in stone so much that they cannot evolve or change along the way or a time. And to increase and to give even more transparency, yesterday was the first of a series of working group meetings that are covering topics from the proposed roadmap. And yesterday we had a first session where we had quite a few engaged people, where we have identified things or the gaps we need to having GovTool when it comes to its API. So again, simply put, it is about making open APIs complete and free to use for anybody in the community. So entire ecosystem, if needed, of dApps or other tools can evolve or emerge on top of the APIs. Plus, we, as a group, as a working group, we have discussed the idea that was shared with us through feedback on socials by Utah and some other prominent reps about actually making sure and reaching out to wallet providers, being in contact and trying to understand how GovTool can fulfill their needs, so we can bake in collectively as a community, we can bake in fully governance within the wallets, which would even be better for anybody to have streamlined experience. So this is really, this story that we have begun with yesterday is not a story about GovTool UI, which is a usual misconception. The first and the most important thing is actually to build the API and make it meaningful and impactful for all others in the community to build to build on top of it, and that is the goal. But next week on the working group meeting, we are going to discuss other things from the proposed roadmap, and I'm going to share that link as soon as I've finished my my piece here. So essentially, essentially that's it. If you have any questions after this, we can share, but I will stop sharing the screen and I will share the links in somewhere in the chat.
Yeah, you can share the in the comment section, or let me know the link so I can put it as a banner or however you want. But best is to put it on the comments. If you see the tab on the comment, just put it on there so I can do that. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a amazing thrashing entry from Lloyd. How are you, Lloyd?
Hey
How are
there,
you
Abs.
feeling?
Yeah, I'm
Great.
doing really well. Yeah, sorry, I had some interesting conflicts on my calendar this morning, but I'm glad I could still make it in to come see you guys. Obviously, most important thing right now with the budget committee is the budget committee survey. So that survey is ongoing right now. We've got a couple days left. We'd like to close the survey down by the 1st of September so that we have time to go through the data and make recommendations for how Intersect would like to participate in 2026's budget. So, but we can't do that without the support of the members filling out the survey so that we understand what the members want. So that's our biggest goal right now. It's our most important step for the committee is to get as much data from as many members as possible. So it's a big ask today that please take a few minutes to fill out the survey. It looks like you can fill out the survey in about 8 to 10 minutes. Some people are taking longer. It looks like the average, some people are spending even 20 minutes on the survey. So there, I think, and the results show it. Like there are some really thoughtful comments in the survey in the open text portions. So people are taking their time with it, and I genuinely appreciate that. But even if you just quickly go through and give your opinions on things, you can get it done in about 7 to 8 minutes. So we really would appreciate every member that can to please fill that survey out and give us what we need to help Intersect set the course for its own movements into 2026's budget.
Awesome, Lloyd. I just want to ask, do you have a link to that survey? Are you able to?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
just
give me just a second. I'll pull it up and I'll drop the link right here.
Sure. I will. And while we do that, I just want to put in the two links that Boschko was talking about right onto the chat so you guys can have a look in that. Awesome. Great. Lloyd, you could probably put in the comments right later on. Yeah. Is there anything else, Lloyd, you want to mention?
I'm dropping right now in the chat.
Awesome.
There's it's at type form, so it's a type form, and then it's CBC Survey 2025. So it's nice, easy link. Hopefully, we can share that to the community here, and yeah, it's the most important thing. The committee, we're meeting later today. We have a weekly working session that we do every week as we're moving through to make the recommendations for next year. And in this session, we go over the data that we have so far. So that's why it's just super important that everybody that can to fill out that form. There's no other ask the budget committee would have until this is done, so that we can, because this will set when we would put forward to try to put forward an NCL for next year. This would set how we would run a budget process and end to end. So the idea is to post an end to end. This is how we'd like to run the budget, a budget process in 2026, and then put that in front of DREPs and get approval. Just be an info action and get approval for that, so that everybody's on the same page before we start. But what we mostly don't want to happen is what happened this year, which is it ended up being August before we finished a budget. So we'd like to very much get this done in the first quarter of 26 at the absolute latest. And in fact, as much as we can front load in 2025 to get ready for 26, we'd like to do that. I've said this a few times. The very first budget was like 0.1. This budget we're doing now is going to be more like 0.5. It's another step in the right direction. And then hopefully 2027's budget is sort of 1.0. We've sort of built a process that everybody understands, they can work with, they're willing to work with it, and it's sort of the release standard of what a budget could look like for Intersect on Cardano. You're muted.
Thank you, Lloyd. I just want to say that the link's on the chat, so anyone who's interested, please press on that link and you will see what Lloyd's talking about, that amazing survey. I would press it, but I'm afraid that this may close our StreamYard. So I do not want to do that right now. So I do want to, but yeah, do have a look in that. And I've also added the other links, one for Valeria's, which is the board election, and Boschko's GovTool links also there at the chat for your help. Great. Thank you, Lloyd, for coming in and talking about a bit about the budget survey. So yeah, the next bit is moi. I shall open up my screen. Where exactly is it? There it is. Right. I can't actually see StreamYard, but it's okay. So I'm going to do a bit of update on the membership, and the best way to really give an update on the membership of Intersect is by actually comparing it how we were last year at this very moment to how we are right now. And in front of you, you'll see two membership stats. One last year, more or less, we were looking at about 2,953 members all coming in. And then out of that, about 2,018 were associates. 830 were individual members and 27 enterprise members. A year from now, from there, it's you can see that it has drastically increased. If I may talk about percentages, the total amount of members have increased in Intersect is 54%. Out of that, the associates have increased to by 56%, and then the individuals have grown by 63%. And the biggest increase we have had is enterprise members, where we had a 100% increase on the enterprise members. Now, it's a good thing to sort of see that the whole community is actually expanding, and expansion of a 54% is great because it means that we're reaching out more to people and organizations than ever before than last year. From an associate point of view, having growth in the associates, it shows that people, when they hear about Intersect, they're looking at the benefits, they're looking at the program, and it's sort of like resonating with their vibes, and they're like, yeah, I want to join Intersect. And then when we encourage them to get into governance, that's the big step, right? So they join as associates, but then we're going, oh, do you want to take that extra step and really get into the governance side and community building role? And you can see that even there we had a nice 63% growth over there. So that means a lot of people, although governance, and I quote this from, I know Jack has mentioned this many times, governance can be boring. The talk of governance can be boring. So it's great to see the growth in that area, even though it can be considered boring. And then, of course, the enterprise members, partnerships being doubled. It just shows strong confidence in the Intersect value propositions for the organizations, and they see great value in coming up as enterprise members. One of the most recent enterprise members, if you had checked our last dev report, was SNCC, and I was very pleased because with those kind of enterprise members coming in, it would help us get more and more benefits to our paid members. With that being said, as a summary, in this 1 year, the Intersect network has grown across all the membership tiers, doubling in enterprise, substantially growing on the other ones. And it's just an upward trend. And I really hope that come 2025, 2026, with all the efforts that the whole team puts in, we will be looking at much higher numbers than this. And this sort of gives me an opportunity to say a massive thank you to everybody past, present at the Intersect team who has actually helped with the memberships. This is not a one-man job. Memberships are, it's a joint effort, and it's a really, really difficult one, because you have to get people involved into this program, into Intersect, if they're interested in governance, So really, really happy that our whole team works together to bring such great increment in all membership tiers. Now, moving on, to actually keep on having memberships, we obviously have to touch upon something called renewals. Now, of course, you may have come across a message on your membership portal that that your membership may be for renewal. So I wanted to mention that renewing your membership is so important. By renewing, you're not just staying on a list. You're sort of keeping your seat at the table and shaping, the Cardano's future. And one of the biggest things, of course, I can go on with the benefits, of course, but these are few of the benefits that I've mentioned. Of course, the voting rights, the enterprise and community forums. We have a lot of events, online events like spaces. Just like yesterday, we had a space. We have got the enterprise forum that I'm hosting regularly, monthly. We will soon be having, and I'm happy that Lloyd's on the stage today. I just wanted to mention that we're soon going to be having a community town square session where, the whole community can come in, and me and Lloyd are going to jointly go with that. It's going to be a really cool session. I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, exclusive members benefits. Now, these are like discounts on tools like Keystone, hard wallets. We also have ways of getting you legal consult. That's being talked about by our enterprise members, 2 of our enterprise members. That's in the works, and lots of other perks. We have Composi giving great discounts on their services. If you're interested in know these benefits more in detail, please let us know or email us at the membership at intersectmbo.org, and we will be able to help you. And the other things are, of course, committees and working groups. These are huge. You can be part of that when you renew it. And finally, one of the biggest, and we saw a great example of this just recently at the Rare Evo, is visibility and recognition. Renewal keeps the spotlight through our dev report, membership showcase. Even enterprise members are able to get highlighted at our events. I'm sure Nick can talk about that a bit, that we did have a huge banner with all our members, enterprise members, spotlighted at our booth. So that's what you deserve, because that's what it is. We represent you guys to the fullest at every event. So yeah, so those are just a few of the benefits. If you guys are looking to look into the full spectrum of benefits, you can definitely scan that QR and go to our knowledge base, and it will give you the whole table. It's a huge table. I don't know who made that table, but kudos to that person. Huge table with all the benefits there. And then the last bit I just wanted to mention, what are some of the membership events that, of course, are going to come in? I already mentioned 2 of them. But I think the Town Hall Alpha, of course, is something interesting, because we may be looking at next month's Town Hall being in a different environment, shall I say. I don't want to give too much information on that. But shall I say, Play Nation Town Hall, I think the viewers can sort of do their imagination as to how we can get it done. But we're working on that. I'm working with Valeria and the Clay Nation team to make that happen. So really looking forward to working with you, Valeria, on that very soon. So on that note, I want to just say that next stage is the Q&A. If there is any questions, I just want to check on the Discord. Anyone else, guys? I know you guys are on the stage. Is there anything you guys want to add to the membership, maybe? Nick?
I think just to say, to add on to what you were saying there, certainly around enterprise benefits, one of the things that we're really keen to do is collaborate with people who are enterprise members, certainly at events, whether they're launching products or they want to get the word out there on some of the things they're doing. We're always keen to do that. Like you said, on all of our event banners, we have all of the logos of all of our enterprise members, and do often talk to people about what each of those enterprise members is actually doing and what they're doing within the ecosystem. So if there's something that people want to do with us at events in terms of collaborations, launches, or even introductions to other enterprise members, we're here to facilitate that and make that happen. So please do come and speak to us about those sort of things if you're interested. I think, as Abs alluded to as well, next month with our town hall, we're looking at trying to pioneer something a little bit new in terms of format. And if that all works, then people might want to definitely make sure they renew their memberships in advance of our AMM sessions.
Agreed. And the other thing I wanted to mention that I'm working and I'm at the final stage of getting a sort of I always mention these to a lot of the enterprise members, but sort of doing a Tinder match between all the enterprise members, shall I say, who are collaborating, who can probably match and find synergy between. So look out for emails if a lot of the enterprise members suddenly start getting emails from me on this. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up that I'm working on getting that done. So then there's more collaborative work between the two between all the enterprise members. So yeah, with that being said, I don't really see much of questions in the Discord or on the comments. Any lasting remarks, guys, from your end? Anything you want to let us know?
Just Abs that, actually one of the signs on the wall here at the studio is actually make governance boring again. There was plenty of drama and plenty of excitement in governance this last year. So actually one of the goals is to make governance more boring so that's more predictable and easier for everybody to keep up with. So just add that as a final thought.
No, absolutely. That's hilarious. And no, I think every time I talk about governance here in India, they are they're young students, so they always find it boring. But I try to say, oh, we got airdrops. And then they all, what? Wake up. So, that's a thing. But thank you guys for coming in, giving a quick update. We are sort of hitting the 45-minute mark, which is excellent. I just want to thank everyone who has tuned in right now. We had about 25 people listening in, and I'm sure there's going to be many people tuning in later on. I want to thank every one of them to doing so, and your support is always valued at Intersect, and we hope that 2025, 2026, we can really make it big for you guys and continue being at your service as a community driven organization. So thank you guys, and thank you guys from the panel to come in and discuss a lot. And see you guys next time in another verse, a different verse. Take care. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.